Good evening. I'm Sergeant Williams with the Hampton Police Division's Public Information Office. I'm joined this evening by Corporal Ashley Jenrette with the Hampton Police Division's Public Information Office, Supervisory Agent of the FBI Norfolk Division, Ted Rose, the Commander of the Operations Phase in the search for Noah Tomlin, Captain Christopher Thornton, and the Chief of the Hampton Police Division, Chief Terry Solt. This evening, Chief Solt will provide an update in the search for Noah Tomlin.
Good evening, and thank you for being here on such short notice. Tonight, our hearts and prayers continue to go out to the loved ones of Noah Tomlin and for Noah Tomlin. On Monday, June 24th, at approximately 11:36 a.m., the Hampton Police Division was notified by Julia Tomlin that her 2-year-old son, Noah, was missing. This began a very intensive investigation conducted by the Hampton Police Division, other local, state, and federal partners. Much of this you have witnessed throughout the week. What you have not witnessed is the intensive investigation going on behind the scenes. This continues to be a two-pronged process on both the search and investigative efforts. But tonight we are announcing an arrest related to the disappearance of Noah Tomlin. We are arresting Julia Tomlin, 34-year-old Hampton woman, the mother of Noah, in connection with his disappearance. Charges are pending. Unfortunately, to date, Noah has not been found. Based on the highly coordinated investigation, we believe him to be deceased. This leaves us a little bit speechless, but the search for Noah continues. We'll never give up hope. The Hampton Police Division, along with the Hampton Fire Department and our agency partners, are intensifying our search efforts to find Noah with a more specific focus starting now. As the investigation is ongoing and in a very critical stage at this moment, there's very little information that we can share in addition to what I'm providing. We ask that everyone keep Noah and those that love him in your hearts and your thoughts as our officers and agents continue their tireless efforts to find them. I also ask that you consider the efforts that these officers and agents and firefighters have been through this week. It's been intense heat. It's been long hours. And every single one of them have been dedicated to this mission. I can tell you that I've been in this business 45 years, and I could not be prouder to be associated with the men and women who carry a badge, whether it's a firefighter, police officer, or federal agent. They have done a remarkable job, and there's still a lot to do. We'll take a couple of questions.
Can you say what leads you to believe that Noah is deceased?
I can tell you that investigation has led us to that conclusion. I cannot go into investigative details at this point.
Can you tell us more about the mother, Julia Tomlin? Obviously, she's been talking with you guys all week, and then you finally came to the arrest. Was it her? Did she admit to something, or was it just going back to police work, or was there evidence? What led you to the arrest?
I can tell you that it's old-fashioned police work, and it's the efforts of the Bureau, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Behavioral Science Unit, all of these partnerships coming together to put these pieces together. I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to talk about the individual parts of the case.
Can you tell us what she's charged with?
Those charges are pending.
Where
and
is she right now?
She is in the police station.
Here in Hampton?
Yes, ma'am. She's right inside.
Does she have anything to say whenever you guys took her into custody?
I'm not going to go into anything that she may or may not have said.
Chief, what has been the most difficult part about this really case that's touching so many people in the community?
I've been tracking social media, and part of the investigation we're tracking social media, and there's so many people that are hurt by this. When you look at Noah, when you look at the victims, any youth victim, we've seen this before, our hearts go out. Everybody bleeds. I mean, it's like there are people out there in the community who would be willing to take care of a child and make sure something like this doesn't happen. But at the end of the day, it affects the police officers and the first responders as well. It's the emotion in their face through all the dirt, the filth, the tiredness, you know, from searching landfills and all the other stuff. The investigations that go on 24 hours a day, the fatigue that can set in, but nobody wants to drop it. They just want to continue to go. They want to push it. They want to get to the conclusion. They want to find Noah. And, you know, we all pray that we still find him safe, but that's just not the way it's pointing at this moment.
Do you anticipate charges against anyone else, or is that part of the investigation, do you think?
As I said, the investigation is continuing. We're not excluding anything.
So just to recap, Julia is in custody. His mother, she's here at Hampton Police headquarters. Charges are pending. Is there anything else that we need to know? That you said we believe that Noah is deceased.
I'll trade places at the podium with you. You just summed it up very nicely.
Trying to get the information.
I got you.
What about her other children? What's happening with the other 15?
Her other children are being taken care of. We have Child Protective Services involved, and we're making sure that they are safe. Some are with family members and have been for some time. At the end of the day, that is one of our #1 priorities, to make sure they're okay.
Do you anticipate the search expanding beyond, say, the landfill, or is that still your focus? Do you have
We'll have more information for you tomorrow. I can tell you that we're moving into a 24-hour a day operation phase, because it is going to focus, and that focus will begin in the morning.
And that 24 hours, I know obviously I would think that means that it's going to continue 24 hours a day, but could you explain to people what that means?
Well, it just basically means that the area that we will be focused on, we're not as restricted by EPA regulations, lighting conditions, and that sort of thing. We may be able to conduct operations around the clock where we're limited by daylight now.
Do you have a better sense of his general location after talking with the mother, or are you still...
We're not going to go into that. We will be glad to update folks tomorrow on in the media on that tomorrow.
Is she helping with the search right now?
I'm not going to talk about what she is or is not doing at this time. At this point, I'm going to have to shut the conference off.
When do you anticipate charges being filed formally? Is that tomorrow, you think?
I assume that the initial charges will be filed sometime this evening. And that'll be all.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.